No, you see, the Purge in the movie tries to let you know that that's why there's no crime, is because they've all let it go through one time. So that's what it is. Hello, everyone. Jerryactric here with Jerryactric Midnight Movie Review, and tonight, as I said in the Loot Crate video, as you can see where I got my hat, I went and saw the Purge election year. Now, I had watched the first two Purge films. I just happened to miss them. Didn't mean to, but wanted to see where I was going. And so I liked it. It was a very good movie, but I don't know if it's a horror movie, and we'll get to that in a second. Here's the basic plot. If you don't know the Purge film series, the rules are this. Apparently, sometime in the future, a political group called the New Founding Fathers have instituted something called the Purge. And what that means is for 12 consecutive hours on one night a year, all crime is legal. There are rules. Certain leaders cannot be targeted, and certain weapons can't be used. The Purge is used, as the Founding Fathers say, to cleanse us. And they point to the fact that crime is down and the economy is up, that it's working. In the second film, they started to talk about that there were people who are against the Purge, who think that it's really just a means of population control. And that's what this movie finds. In this movie, there is a senator who is running on a platform that the Purge has got to stop. Her reasons for this is that she was in a very horrific Purge, about 15 years ago, which is probably one of the scariest things I've ever seen, that flashback. So she's running on stopping the Purge. The New Founding Fathers, the people in power, are not happy about this. So they decide that when the Purge, which could be the last Purge if this woman is elected president, that they're going to do something about it. If you've watched the Purge series, you're going to see a familiar face. You're going to see two. The first is, of course, the Sergeant, the main character of the Purge Anarchy, the second film in the series. He plays this woman's chief of security, which was fantastic given what happened in the second movie. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything. If you haven't seen it, go see it. The other character is, of course, the Stranger, who has appeared in all three. I won't tell you where he is, but take a look for him. So I liked it. It was a very interesting look at a practice that on its face would seem very barbaric, but could you imagine people voting for that in the future? That's what makes it believable. And now we can talk about, is the Purge series really a horror series? And my thought is no, because the Purge is not about a killer such as Jason, Freddy, or some other masked person who is through all the films. These films center more on the characters and what do they do in this horrific situation they find themselves in. And that's kind of why I think The Purge isn't really a horror film. I think it's more of a sci-fi, what's the word I'm looking for here? Dystopian? I don't know if that's right. Look that up, Gary. Where we have seen society go to a point where somebody has come along and says, hey, if you do this, then guess what? Everything will be great. And that is unfortunately something that is rooted in history. A lot of people ask, in Germany in the 20s and 30s and 40s about how could these very decent people follow Adolf Hitler and his insane and horrific beliefs, because I think in the end, because if things get bad enough, you will look for any reason or to go back to where you were. And, Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party came around and said, hey guys, I can get you back to where you were. You remember before World War I when we were actually a power? I can bring you back to that. You just have to do what I have to say, even if you might not agree with it. And that's kind of a topical subject, in this election year, where it's kind of like the rise of Donald Trump, where you think to yourself, there's no way that this guy could get this far spouting these ideas that would on their face make no sense, but it's kind of interesting that the Purge and Donald Trump's slogan is the same thing. Donald Trump's is Make America Great Again, and the Purge's tagline is Keep America Great. And it's almost saying, hey guys, this is what we could become. I like this movie. It's very graphic. There are some jump scares, but nothing on the line of a Freddy movie. As I said, it's more about the characters, and I like the fact that a lot of the characters survive until later in the movie because you start to feel for them. You start to care about them. It's not Friday the 13th where you got 8 teenagers who are interchangeable and, okay, 5 of them are dead within 30 minutes and you don't really care anymore. This makes you care about these characters and you fear for them, which is remarkable in a horror movie. It is very graphic. The violence is, I don't want to say over the top, but it's almost realistic. When somebody gets shot, you will see the bullets exit the body. If somebody's cut up, you will see that. And as I said, the scariest part of the movie is the flashback to the Senator's Purge game about 15 years ago, I think it was. So yeah, go see it. If you've seen the Purge films, definitely go check it out. Because as I said, something that's really cool in a horror film is it continues a story. It's not just, okay, here's some new guys and here. It's actually continuing a story, which I really like. Rated R for obvious reasons. But go see it. And the other thing I want to give a shout out to is whoever designs the costumes. A lot of people who haven't even seen the Purge films know about the costumes. It's the masks. And you're not going to be disappointed. My favorite was a Statue of Liberty mask that was like glow in the dark. Paintivity actually even liked it. She wants to get that mask. So this is Jerryactric, Midnight Movie Review, telling you, if you're not going to the movies, then what are you doing with your life? Well, no, I think everybody has that kind of game once the Purge, kind of became kind of a big deal. It's like, if there was a Purge, who would you go after? Me? I don't know. I really don't have any enemies. I'll maybe go rob a bank or something. What about you? Is there anybody you'd go after? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. You giving this a lot of thought, Gary? Mm-hmm. Really? Him. Gary, I kind of have to go to work in about 8 hours. Is this going to take longer? You hope not. All right. Keep going. Mm-hmm. Really? Where is this? Why can't I get in there? There was a key there. There was a key.